I'm finding myself continuously surprised by all of the gifts that I'm continuing to receive as I grow deeper in my relationship with God. When the first big moment happened about a month ago, I could never have really expected the joy, the peace, the aha moment. Very much was like trying to explain a color I've never seen before. It wouldn't, no one could have explained it to me. No one could have, made it at all tangible in the way that it is tangible, because all of this is so unexplainable fully. And I'm continuously surprised how it just doesn't stop. It really doesn't stop. I may have said, I know I said in a previous video that a lot of things seem to happen on a weekly schedule with me. And I know a lot of that's just me projecting that, or maybe even creating that with my own noticing it. But it usually is every Friday night, something will just happen, and it just raises the stakes. It's like you thought you knew God, and I didn't, but you thought this is what it's about? No. There's more. There's more. There's more. Oh. Specifically, this week, it's like many times I'm able to. Previously, I was able to see God in people, see the part of God that lives in all of us, the consciousness, the whatever you want to see, whatever you want to call it. I'd be able to see that. Oh, but not always. I would, maybe 10% of the time, if someone was very similar to myself, if I noticed what I was doing was very, if someone was talking in a similar way to me, or if someone was acting in a similar way, or had similar interests, things like that, I'd be able to see it. But it wasn't forever, and it wouldn't be for long. And I think a lot of that was, it was kind of scary, because in many ways it was kind of reality shattering, because when you actually see yourself, whatever you want to call that, but you see part of yourself in everyone else, it really it becomes overwhelming. And I think that a lot of the time I would no, that's enough, that's crazy, that's insane, that's wonderful, that's beautiful, but there's a shortness of breath. There's a whoa, 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 very almost scary. So maybe 10% of the time when I would interact with people, I would see that. Now I think it's kind of flipped. I don't know what necessarily happened, but Friday, as I was sitting outside and I was listening to all the sounds from the highway out there with the birds, and there's a person across the street that just got a new wiener dog, and they're potty training it, so you constantly hear outside the owners going go pee 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 pee, go pee 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 pee. And when I was listening to that, I was listening to the crickets, I was listening to the birds, I was listening to the highway, and it just hit me in such a chorus with all, or not even a chorus, a symphony, all of these other instruments coming together and one, and it was just so overwhelmingly God. It was so overwhelmingly beautiful, and like it couldn't be anything else. That's what it had to be. It was, it's a beautiful gift I was given. And then since then, it's like everything, it's like things clicked in a greater way, where now most people I'm seeing myself in. Even people that I don't necessarily relate with, people I wouldn't want to relate with, people that are like angry. I was driving yesterday, maybe it was it must have been yesterday. I was driving past a person who was walking a dog, and I don't know what I did, but as I did, he was like, "You fucking asshole," and he yelled at me, and we just made eye contact. And like normally, I would even if I wouldn't respond in kind, I would definitely I would feel my blood start to boil, and I would feel that impulse to reciprocate. And when I looked at him, it was just like, I just saw the sadness within myself, like all of that, potentially fear, potentially unfulfillingness. And I didn't, it was very, very easy for me to see why there's no reason to react, to reflect that energy back. I wouldn't do that to myself. And I'm seeing that with everyone now. I don't know. I don't know how far it goes. And I think that's so fun. That's so beautiful. I mean, realistically, I don't think there is a limit. The way I was thinking of it was like when I had my big glass shattering reawakening moment. It was like I was always homeless, and I finally was given like a plot of land. This is yours. This is just for you. You can find home here. And if you've never had a home, that's very fulfilling. And then as I'm continuing to grow, it's like they built a 1-story home, and I could stand on the roof of that home and see farther than I ever could before. And it was beautiful. I didn't know, look at all of those things over there. I couldn't see them before because the trees were in the way. There's other things in the way. And now I can see. And I was so grateful for that. And then I continued to grow. And it was like, oh, actually, there's another floor on this home. You can see even farther. You can see more than you could ever even thought you could. And it continues to happen. I'm finding this gift specifically to be able to see the consciousness of myself in others. So I can't put into words how much it means. I feel more connected with people. I'm not very much, I never was really a very social person. I think I just had a lot of social phobia. I was never very much an eye contact person. And still, there is trouble with that because you're just untrained in it. You gotta get used to it. But I'm finding it so much easier. It's like I'm looking at myself, it's so much easier to see someone and know that what's happening inside of them is the same thing that's happening inside of you to some degree. And you can find relation with that. And if that's the relation, if you can build a relationship off of that, like that's solid ground. Like that's not like, some people change, their interests change, their friends change, their hair colors change, but like this, it's the same and it's in all of us. It's like that first step. And I never knew I could. I never thought that this was possible, that I'd be able to get to this place where I can find reason and value in every person I meet. I'm also noticing, since I've seen that, there's more been an emphasis within myself of understanding the self of me that exists in everyone. It is very much not the self that I've always been accustomed to, like the character of Tom. Like that's not in everyone. And I think that's been, I think I was focusing on that too much, the ego of it all. The ego of others, trying to only, to judge a person based on their ego, to value a person based on their ego. I'm a very narcissistic person. I don't want to say I'm a narcissistic person, but I have a lot of narcissistic tendencies. And I think that made me very judgmental, because I would see others and I would compare their ego to mine, and I wouldn't see the same, so I would see lesser than them. I would see them as lesser than me. And it's becoming more and more clear that that's not what's important. You can learn from everyone. You can connect with everyone. It may be difficult. Maybe you shouldn't always. Maybe it will cause you very deep pain. But there is something within all of us that we could relate to if the situation was right. I don't know. I think that's very much why I oscillate back and forth between wanting to talk to all of my friends that I haven't spoken to in a long time and been like, you gotta get on this with me. You gotta listen. You gotta see this. Like, you can't imagine what we could all do together if we were all on this. But in that same sense, I know that I couldn't do that. I couldn't explain. Like I said at the beginning, I'm not the person that, I could never have seen this until it happened. I need to be more mindful. Because that is the ego there. That is the ego saying, I think a lot of that is, yeah, we could make a better world, but a lot of that is, hey, I want everyone to be like me. And I think that is coming from a place of ego. Which can be okay, but it's also something more and more that I'm noticing. Not that I need to lessen, but I need to be more conscious of. That when I'm using I statements, what I am I talking about? Am I talking about the ego Tom, or the Tom that exists in peace? as I'm starting to watch more videos from people on the reawakening or spiritual path, I'm being recommended more channels and more people on this path. And this may sound, I don't want to sound judgmental with this because I don't know what's in everyone's heart. But I have noticed that some people that I watch or have seen, I very much resonate with. I can see what they're speaking about, and it makes sense to me. It's like they're, if you ever seen those like TikTok or Instagram challenges where everyone like sits in line, they all have a movie in their head, and they're all talking about the same movie, but they can only use like one word to describe it. One of the person doesn't know what the movie is, and they're trying to figure out who the person that doesn't know is. So like they'll all use descriptors, like they're talking about Finding Nemo, and they'll be like water, family, fins, things like that. That's what it feels like with a lot of people I watch, where it's like they might not be saying the name. You can't. But like I know, I can see what they're talking about, and I can see it in me. But there's other people I'm seeing that they are very much they're talking similarly, but you can see there's still a lot of pain, a lot of sadness, and at times anger. And I think what I'm noticing is a lot of the source of a lot of that with people tends to be that they're basing their experience through their ego rather than through their true self. There's expectation of what is deserved and what ought to be, what you're owed. And when you don't have, and when you're looking for all those things and they don't arise, you're going to be upset. I don't know. I'm finding myself not wanting to be like that, or being very much more conscious of that. And I won't say worrying, but being vigilant more and more. That I don't end up like that. I want this house to continue to grow. I want to be able to know where this takes me. If it feels this good now, if it feels this, that's not the right word. It seems unending where this path will take me. And maybe there is a spot. I don't know all the answers. I don't know much of what I said. I may disagree with in 2 weeks from now. I'm finding that with a lot of my older videos. Even though I've only been making them for less than a month, I'm finding myself disagreeing with some of the things I'm saying. And that's important. I hope if you're watching this, you don't think that I necessarily know anything. That's something I very much like to root myself in, is I believe things, but I don't necessarily believe I'm right about them. They just seem to radiate the most truth to me at this time. And through this, I'm seeing a rapid, exponential rate of what I would call growth, peace, capacity to love. So exciting. I apologize. I feel like I'm expected to say more. So maybe I don't apologize. Maybe that's okay. I'm finding myself continuously believing that I know what these videos are supposed to be, what their purpose is, that I know who's supposed to see it and what they're supposed to get from it, and I have to continuously remind myself that that's not the case. I am not in the driver's seat. I am just the car. The peace is always there. The peace is always there. You just have to accept it. I think that's what I will leave you with. Have a wonderful rest of your day, or night, morning, whatever it may be. I hope you do good. I hope you find love, and I hope you share love. Thank you. Goodbye.